So, welcome to the stream. Finally, we get to start after a little bit of a technical delay there. Sorry for the wait, boys. We finally get to hop into the server, and this will start in a little map called Ancient. After that, we're hopping into Nuke, and Inferno will be the last map played, as long as everything is correct over there. And hey, Lord Kufano Bets, welcome to the stream, the old VIP. I don't know which one of those badges is supposed to be in health for you, but we're just gonna go with that one, okay? I thought I gave you the VIP treatment the last time, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so the round starts up with a bit of a headshot there on the shoot, but a couple of challenges later, they're still trying to find a way in here. That's gonna be the smoke for the short, and meanwhile the rest of the players inching and creeping just a little bit closer towards that B side. Sly has the information. He has to hit that headshot, maybe the second one too. That's gonna be a snappy one. On the other side of the side, he's just going absolutely insane with the USP. Straight out the start. Out the gates, just giving us a bit of a show. And that just leaves Mole alone, and it will be handled. So after yesterday's game, Prestige coming very, very close on shutting down Nuke, but I think they just ran out of gas at the end. They fought off well on the first map, kind of choked up on the second one, and now we're here. At the same time, just wondering about the situation that we are on the lower bracket, so the loser of this one is going to be going... Well, they're at home at the moment, I hope, so they're just gonna stay there without playing on another day. Not entirely sure what that was about, but okay, a little bit of a issue there. But yeah. Why does HLTV... Yeah, at the moment, I have no idea about the HLTV problems, too. For example, in yesterday's game, we had a different map that was not on the list. I'm not sure if it was a HLTV problem or maybe information from our end that was a mistake, but it seems to be these maps that we're playing. So, hopefully it's correct here. But yeah, and by the way, yeah, on the upper bracket, the Astralis talent, ex-Astralis talent game, that game's canceled, so ESC couldn't play on the time that was given. This is of course just a quick pistol round here, and it's a nice mop-up, so that's gonna be the second round for Prestige GenOne. By the way, at the moment, yeah, the teams are flipped, so that's gonna be fixed too. So there's we had some problems on the technical end, some issues. Back into the groove. So, let's see if we finally can check what's happening here. It's still flipped, but it doesn't matter. So, for the CT side, that's going to be the first pick out of Mall. Catches the player from this side. Actually gains a lot of control in it. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't just decide to go for the full bounce here. And yeah, by the way, Altex is covering for Nikki today. Nikki was having a very good game yesterday, so I was a little bit surprised they didn't just outright win the game that they were playing. Maybe a little bit of a at the end. Altex catches one of the kills through the plywood there. And that's going to be a nice hold coming in from Broadsea. Meanwhile, that's Mizi. Opening up the site, leaves them in a 1 versus 2. And a slow creep from Tarky. Trying to head back into the side here to maybe try this retake. One of the players is fairly low, so Folke, if he loses this first engagement, just like that, it actually leaves the game open, especially as he can't pick up the AK right now. So Mizi, left in a 1 versus 1, that's gonna be the smoke to cover him off. That's about 20 seconds left for the retake. Tarky on the other side is not ready for it, turns around. The problem is, he's just not quite ready for the full push. And right now, GenOne losing that round, looking at the buys that they can actually go for. Saved money. gonna put a little bit of information out there. Hopefully they can fix the HUD. Brooksy with the first kill at the start. Hopefully gets chucked away. Well, Chucky hits a very nice op shot there at least, but it's going to be the challenge. They do have the access towards the site. The problem is, all of the crosses has been held. Chucky even hits the second op shot there. And that's Froslev left with Maul. Try to figure this one out. Nice catch in the first one. Brooksy does drop one before going down, so it's a 1 versus 3. And looking at some of the placements, I'm not entirely sure what Sly is doing. Just on the other side of the map, still holding. Final rotation is coming in. Basically, all of the members has been spotted. That bomb is not heading towards A side. So a slow play. Maybe still going for the win here, Frostlev. If he could catch one of the players, this is again doable. Right now, no sudden contacts. Prestige. Some of the individual talent from yesterday, some of those situations basically got out of control. So let's see if they can actually do something similar here. Froslev with 1 kill, aiming to make it a 4 to catch this round. He will be crossing to the site. That's just a little bit of damage, but that's for Nuke. Easy hold for him, and that's the 3rd round on the board already. After losing the first one, it shakes them up very quickly. And nice to see that we're actually getting a bit of a match here. Prestige only with a round. Of course, it's very early on their own map pick. Maybe they have tested the waters enough. That will be the stack for middle, anybody who wants to go for the information. But at the moment, players seeming to extend. Nuke has to be very careful if he decides to push towards the lane now. And this will be Brooksy. First one in line, the spot all the... Oh, that's a nice dink. Doesn't do a lot of damage. 35, that's gotta be the second dink in line. Chucky gets a little bit worn there too. Only if those were deagles, that could have been a couple of entries already. The push towards Donut, that's gotta be the follow-up. Nice run shot there from Mizzy, just to make sure that the drive-by works out. Nuke will be dropped. Okay, that's another shot. A lot of damage done towards the 3rd player already, and he drops as well. That's gonna be the quick rotation and a kill. Makes it a 1 versus 1. The problem is Nuke hits the 1 shot needed to end this. Just with Glocks, he got very expensive there at the end. You have to be just a little bit more careful. Almost getting out of hand there. That's how quickly it can turn around right there. So. Just a bit of a tactical there to talk about what's happening. Not entirely sure. They did win the round. It got very expensive. So maybe just having a talk on how they're holding on some of these situations, or maybe even about the future. Reading into it. Maybe Prestige has something for them. So this could be GenOne going for something that is not orthodox. Maybe a push. Maybe some aggression. So far, they have played it basically from their lane and pretty well on too, so. Looking at a round like this, that's going to be the utility for middle, and that's going to be the boost for the lane, so it seems like they actually want to go for the challenge. Shield behind the smoke, this is going to be a very nice push, but Brooksy, for no reason, just empties the mag to nothing, and that is going to be the 2 entries needed, Mizzy and Maul. Both of the players coming out alive. Brooksy. That was one of the wildest way to play that situation. I'm not entirely sure what he was going for. Knowing that players are inside the smoke, he has the superior advantage right there. Not sure if it's the nerves or if he thought he saw something, but he basically goes tits up. It was a very good push too. Both of the players inside the smoke were definitely on the superior situation, knowing that you have players on the B side. You can basically do whatever in that situation you want. Decides to spam the whole mag into the wall. I guess that's one way to do it. Maul already even catching the last player in middle. I don't think that op is going to be changed. Saved for the next round. A little bit of a brain freeze there, sorry. Nice shot from Maul to end it. That is going to be a second round for the side of Prestige. Starting to pull them. Great play on their end. A couple of mistakes from the side of GenOne, of course. But it is what it is. This time around, it's just another default from Prestige. They're pressuring the B side just a little bit more. Starting to pull that bomb just a little bit closer. Sly has that MP9. Oh, that's a good name. Yeah, it worked out the perfect way it was supposed to. From the edge, they still don't check it. Volke actually hits the first op shot at least. He knows there's a player on the right side. That's gonna be the smoke for Nuke. Just trying to get away from that corner. And through the smoke, I think he was trying to search for that weapon. Yeah, Nuke actually, yeah, he got it. He got it. So, that's an AK for him. An MP9 on the floor. If any other players on the B side want to go for it, it's right there. And just looking at this, seems like Prestige is about to set up a B-side execution here. And they're still waiting for a good angle, somebody making a mistake. That's going to be the boost. It's a little bit sloppy there. Gets the kill. Okay, that's the second defending kill, sorry. Only one going for the side of Prestige. That was Volke with the op shot. Now the question is, can he make some more magic happen? Especially with them playing so passively, knowing that Missy is pushing from the last backline. They kind of do have the A-side control right now, especially with the push coming in from Tarky. But it's going to be Missy. Pushes to the side, catches the first kill. Brooksy with that 5-7 gets his quick trade. It's going to be Chucky with that AK. And right now, Maul has been left in a 1 versus 2. And this was supposed to be the easier round. And this is him getting sandwiched. One pushing behind, showing his cards. A little bit too much noise there, but the problem is Maul has no idea where the last player is pushing. Tarky, does he anticipate the close corner? Doesn't even check it, and that's gonna be it. Such a good round for both of the teams with all the mistakes that they made, but still the win goes to Prestige. That was such a good round for GenOne to win. They had the information. The only thing they had to do was just hold. Maybe a too early of a pick from short, in my taste, knowing that his teammate was literally wrapping around. The only thing they had to do is just go for that timing. So, GenOne couple of rounds given for free here. Easy. Will be taking care off the middle rush. Is this gonna be an ace? No, he's gonna go down. Altex catches 1 kill. Why not run in a 2 versus 1? Here we go. Four to 4. We already have a tie. Prestige on the T side starting to look a little bit better. This is going to be a buy from GenOne. That's going to be the smoke. Sorry, Molly early on. Some of these going to be used inside the smoke. Sly catches the player just kirking outside. Taking a little peek there. That's gonna be a nice kill actually from Altex to drop the side player. I thought it was gonna be the player from Ruins who's gonna take the first shot. Broxy catches Missy, so the man advantage still on the side of GenOne. One of the players a little bit low in HP. They do have the side control. They could go for the bomb plan right now. That's exactly what's about to go down. And a couple of shots coming in from Donut. This is gonna be Forslev holding down A main. That Molotov just a little bit too early for that retake. It doesn't really do much. Volk catches the kill on Juke. That's gonna be the second shot on the Brucey. They're actually making this happen at the moment. Sly left in on 1 versus 2. Shows a little bit too much shoulder. Volk with a triple on the off to shut it down. Some very good work from the Opper. You give him a chance, he's definitely gonna hit those shots. Volk is one of those ops who actually hits the standinary shots. He doesn't do anything crazy, but he hits the shots needed, which is hell of a reliable thing to actually see in this game. We have been focusing too much on the players who go for crazy flicks. Yeah, you do need those every now and then, but I think the most problems we've seen from Oppers on CS2 is just hitting those standinary shots, just basically sitting shots. Kind of cool to see it. A round lead here. Prestige. GenOne started with a bang. Even stole around there. Meanwhile, Prestige, they're just grinding at the moment, so even with a couple of mistakes here and there, both of the teams be making them, so not the end of the world. Who capitalizes the most is going to enjoy it. GenOne just with Deagles this time around. A couple of 5-7 tips. That's a P250 on Chucky. And this is just a very slow round from the side of Prestige. Playing this very nicely. Mizzy maybe making a little bit too much noise on that smoke. Is going to be found. That's actually Aldex going down now. He got the end of that pistol too. So it's a fairly straightforward trade here. Nice shot through the smoke. Oh, Frostlight basically walks into that spray. Okay, that's gonna be a man disadvantage at the moment, especially with the 2 weapons. This is a lot more doable right now. They might want to drop that AK for the full player, and Juke could be the first one to go through that smoke. So now it's all about the timing. So there's 20 seconds left on this retake. Prestige, they have to play this right. Even if they make a mistake here, they can lose a player just like that. Sly is gonna catch that kill. And if the Molotov lands towards the ruins, that's the problem. A 10-second defuse doesn't feel that long when there's nobody peeking. Oh, it's taking way too long. 2 seconds left on the clock. It's done. The op will be saved, but the problem is the round will be lost. A peek into a spray. That has to hurt. Especially when you can throw the utility in just a different form there. Oh boy. From both of the teams, we have seen some funky situations. But nevertheless, still are going to be witnessing a buy round. Brooksy with a quick push there. Catches the second player. Does a lot of damage towards that corner too. Gets taken down to 3 HP. Takes the sign, leaves it. Right now he could be a background player. That's going to be the utility drone, and to be honest, with 3 HP, the only thing you have to do is just jug as many flashes you need when your teammate needs it. Meanwhile, from the short, that's going to be the perfect timing for that push. It is going to be a miss! How do you lose that Altex with one of the best lurks we have seen? Fumbles the back to an extent where he doesn't hit 1 bullet out of that AK. It's not even possible to see something like that, but it just happened. He fumbled the bag. So, the bomb will still be cheated towards the B side. It goes down, but it's going to be a 2-man hold against 5. That's going to be one of the kills needed. So, it's Missy dropping down a player with 3 HP. He needs a couple of more here. just to make this a possibility for his teammate. Volke is holding towards the lawn, gets taken down very low. That's going to be the push from Cheetah. Chucky with the perfect timing hits that up shot, and they know where the last player is, especially with that smoke on top of the site. Nice pick coming out of Chucky. The Belgian player doesn't definitely miss that shot. And here we are. Another fumbled round. Big time. Altex. To be honest, I do have to say it. If there ever was a better situation to be at, I'm not sure if it's even possible. Maybe make it a little bit easier. The players don't move. Both of the players, they let go of their keyboards. That's the only way you make that round easier. I have no idea what happened there. That was a malfunction and a half. Oh boy. So, sloppy start there. Altex taking a little bit damage. That's gotta be the last being thrown. So, here we are, Brooksy. It's going to be the one taking down Cheek as well. We catch that timing. One of the bullets actually misses there. Meanwhile, they know very well where he's hiding at the moment. That's going to be the double coming in from Sly. Perfect sell there from his teammate. Works out perfectly. Meanwhile, from middle, Chucky is going to hit the shot on Demizzi. And that's going to be the one challenge. Maul left in a 1 versus 3. Again, this is starting to feel very, very common. GenOne definitely giving us a show here on Ancient. And this isn't their map pick. We are going to be hopping into Nuke after this one, so that's where it gets serious. Nice shot there at the end. Drops Maul. And 5-7. We're getting a lot of these score lines now. So far, it hasn't really meant that much. They have converted some of these rounds into a win very quickly. So, wouldn't surprise me here again. Here we go. Sly leading the charge towards the B side. That's a nice catch from Altex. Dropping one of the players. The duel is coming into play. Okay. Double kill behind the pillar. And that will be the signal for the side of GenOne to slow it down. Maybe try to go for a couple of kills. Nice shot from Tarky to drop one of the players. Maul. Nice rhythm on that. Dually. Making sure he hits that shot. Will be taking down Brooksy as well. And that will be the 7th round. Sorry, the 6th round on the board. Nice defense coming. These pistol rounds, they seem to be so unpredictable sometimes. Especially how the USP works. It feels, when you're flicking, it seems to be hitting. When you're aiming, it doesn't hit even a wall. Oh boy. Leave that open. Ooh, buy from the side of Prestige. That's going to be a forced buy from GenOne. These Tech 9s, they're still scary. So, with a little bit of utility, if they time this right, we could be seeing a B rush here. Couple of test shots from Volke just to see if he could actually spot the lane there. This is going to be Sly. With that flash, he's just going to be popping in. And Frostalov, he has to be very careful here. That's going to be the first kill. Gets a little bit flashed, but takes care of the first player. Altex only 1-to-1 trade. This is actually starting to look a little bit horrible, especially with the plant. They pick up the weapons. That's the majority of the problems for the side of Prestige. There's still a weapon for them inside that smoke. Could this be doable? They do have the armor. one of the players is low. Meanwhile, it's all about the timings. If they decide to go for the long spread, that's going to be Chucky to get that trade. It's a 2 versus 2, and one of the players very low in HP. The M4 has been picked up. Nice kill from Chucky, and Folke left in a 1 versus 2. And right now, they have sandwiched him in. There's no way he can actually go for the defuse without going down. And that's going to be at least one of the kills, but still has to fight against Oopsie. It's just not going to happen. A round for GenOne. Tech9s for the win. The problem with Tech9s is you just don't want to go close to them. We keep seeing the same play from most of the players. But sometimes you want to do something out of the box. But the result can be that. Those pistols are just way too powerful in this version of the game. So it's gonna be the double nades for middle. Bit of damage down there. They are gonna find one of the kills. Shift comes up with the second one on as well. So Altex and Folke, both of them has been dropped here. A little bit low in HP, but as long as they have the numbers, they're supposed to be okay. Gets a little bit silent now. Molotov being spent. That's going to be some of the utility. Robbed. A bit of damage done to Maul. If he wants to go for the push again, that's going to be the flash for him to swing out. I'm a little bit surprised it wasn't a double swing. Frostlet does catch one of those kills. Mizzy with one as well, but it will be a wipeout. No money, no funny. Very close to round number 10 here on the side of GenOne. Meanwhile, for Prestige, with 6 rounds on a row, 6 rounds on a board, and an upcoming save, they just barely, with the loss bonus, they can actually buy in the next round. And right now, it's kind of one of those do or die times, as we are going to be seeing that by. They have a little bit of a Astralis stack here. I just like to call it an Astralis. Every time you have to see 5 players somewhere, it's the Astralis stack. That's going to be at least one of the kills, but it's really not that successful. So when the weapon's dropped, MAC-10 can be swapped to it. So the AK will be brought back in. And here we are. So, the buy doesn't look beautiful. A row of rifles, no op in play. And we are closing into the do or die time. So you really want to win this round if you're Prestige. Lose this one, it's going to be a broken bar in the next round as well. And right after that, they're very close. Utility being spent behind a box there. This will be the player jumping on top. If you could see, Mizzy could be caught off here. Yeah, that's gonna be him. Just a little bit too early. Bomb will be planted. And right now, Prestige, they really have to think about the fact that do they even want to go for the retake here. A save for the next one. That's the only way they can actually buy in. 0 left in the bank. With the loss bonus that they have, it's going to be 3,400. This is a bad spot to be at. Right now. Even one of the players goes down with the bomb. Doesn't really matter that much. Yes, they can go for a full here. It's got to be the row FM force again. This time around, at least they're going to have a little bit more utility. And now it's all about what they actually want to do with it. Nice catch from the middle. It's going to be missing with the nade. Maul. Quick shot on the tube. And that's Volke stepping in. Okay, some of the trades are coming in. Brooks is a little bit low on HP. And right here, have been left in a bit of an awkward spot. That's Chuki. Catching a few. Frostlife actually comes out alive. Shuts it down with that double. And it's Prestige with a round on the board. Now the question is, can they keep this up? The problem here is four rounds to bring it to a tie. Meanwhile, GenOne, they just need one to bring it to a map point. Another one to shut it down. And to be honest, the economy from the side of Prestige isn't perfect. So, middle control at least seems to not be an issue. Even though with the control, they're not going to really do much with it. But it's got to be the kill coming in from the lane already. Oh, the trade falls down at the perfect timing. Altex even goes down. He does catch one, but the problem is now it's going to be the 2 versus 3 retake. Already pushing on towards the site. And that's going to be Tarky with a very nice shot onto Maul. Mizzy does bring it to a doable 1 versus 2. But he really needs to perform here. They know exactly the angle where he's pushing from. That blast barely does anything. It's going to be the quick swing. He catches kill on the Chucky, but the problem is he's not ready for Tarky. And it's going to be the teamwork for the dream to work. GenOne with the map point, and just look at the money on the side of Prestige. 3k. You have to go for a buy with that. Armor, SMG, and a couple of funny utility. And that actually even rhymes. We do see an M4 from Frostlev and Mizzy, so at least something there. But this is going to be a stinker. 5 rounds separates these two teams right now. And we have seen a couple of different tries from the side of Prestige. The problem is we haven't really seen anything that works. The economy has been shit throughout the game. No ops coming in. Juke even with the leading shot. Altex comes out with a double. So that's a way to hold on to the side at least. That's going to be a nice cross kill coming in from Volke just to make sure nobody's going to cross towards the pillar. So right now, it's starting to look a little bit better for the side of Prestige. It's got to be the nailed shot on the side of the head. Chucky makes it a little bit more expensive. And to be honest, the best thing for GenOne on the round like this is to try to drop as many weapons as they can, because there's not that much money on the side of Prestige. This is Altex. Just flirting with the idea right now, but it's going to be Chucky. Pushing towards the side. If he could catch both of these kills, that's going to be the first one. He gets the idea of the second one too. This is getting a lot more expensive right now, especially with that Molotov. He brings just a little bit more space to work with, but the problem is that's the correct swing from Mizzy. On the side of the head, again, Chucky had the right idea. He did know that Altex was hovering towards that lane. Tried to go for the little switcheroo there, but it just doesn't work out. But just look at this again. GenOne, they could actually go for a half buy here. Either keep the money low on the Prestige side, or even try to win it, knowing that the economy isn't strong. So they do have the rifles, 1 MP9. But they have to have the read that there's not going to be an op here on the server. So if they want to go for example, challenges, right now it could work. It seems like they are spending a little bit of money here. There we go. Early damage. Not seen. A whiz-by bullet shot from that AK. Just to make sure he knows. Nice entry from Turkey. 1 out of the 5 players being dropped. That's going to be the cross also being taken care of. I think he spotted the player towards the CT, got that kill, and at the moment they're just dropping like flies. It's going to be the 1 versus 4 Missy. He knows. He has to go Nuke Killer to win this one. It's going to be the switch. And with a little readjustment, it's going to be an easy kill. 13-8 on Prestige's own map pick. And I have to say today can be a quick day. If Prestige, they can actually get their stuff together on the second one, this is not going to be a great lower bracket for them, as they did. I have to say, they do find themselves in a very tough road, of course. Map exchanges on best of threes isn't the most uncommon thing we've seen from this level of play, but we are going to be hopping into new... sorry, I don't think the maps were correct here. Let me check them very quickly, which map that we are actually going to be. I'm going to check the correct information here because it seemed to be wrong on HLTV. So, Prestige, they decided to pick... They banned Prestige voted CT pick Nuke. So it's GenOne's map pick. Yes, it's going to be Nuke. So, we saw Nuke yesterday from Prestige. It was doable. Now the question is, can they keep the same rhythm here? And what kind of a CS are we going to get from GenOne? Not entirely sure. Let's take a little bit of a break and hop back in here when we're ready and see what's about to happen on the second map and maybe even the last one. See you there. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to Nuke, as we are going to be hopping into GenOne's own map pick. This is getting a little bit closer to, well, to destruction. I'm not entirely sure how to sugarcoat it at this point, but if Prestige don't make it happen here, it's basically done for them on this tournament. So the lower bracket, this is elimination. If it doesn't go through, not a good time to be alive. Kills here outside. It's got to be the domination coming out of GenOne. So that's Chuck with the last second to last kill. It's Brooksy to catch the last one. Prestige can put up a lot of fight here. Here we are. Bit of a timeout, it seems. Seems to be a technical problem. Let me check out if there's any information about this one. We seem to have some issues still. Well, it is what it is. Alright. Seems to be a server side problem, so I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna see a reset. The pistol round got played. I'm fairly sure that's written to the stone. Written to stone. That's one way to say it, I guess. Reset for round number 2 seems to be underway. Go. A full push towards the lower side. This seems to be the right way to go. That's gonna be the 5-stone to catch one of those kills. Quick trade coming out of those Mac 10s, and the more kills they get, the more money, the better for them. This is Chucky just making sure that nobody's going to be creeping behind. Bomb will be planted right here, right now, and that's 1 minute 20 converted into 40 seconds. Right now for Mizzy and Altex. Altex might actually want to go for a couple kills with that MP9. That's money in the bank. Meanwhile, for the rest of the players, Mizzy, to be honest, wouldn't be the craziest thing to try to catch one of those AKs. Right. Now taking a couple of steps back. This is definitely them trying to hunt for a kill. GenOne already lurking. One of the players spotted. From Chucky wins that fight outright. That's going to be the call for the rest of his team to just get away from there. The bomb is going to go off, and no more casualties on this round. So Altex saves the MP9 for the next round. Looking at the money, they just can't go for a buy. It's not going to happen. Not today. $5.7 in armor for Maul seems to be the right decision to sell them. He still actually goes for the armor here. I'm a little bit questionable at the moment on what the decision here is, but okay. Spending 650 with that PG50. Could have just a little bit more in the next round, but I guess he wants to raise his value there. He's not going to be one of the ones to get the kills. That's a lot of damage done from that MP9, but it's still under control from the side of GenOne. The best solution for him is to steal an AK here, if he could find one. The problem is, they know exactly where he's pushing. It's gotta be some utility. He has to back away towards the ram. That's gonna be the flash, just to make sure that happens. And Malloy Left in a sticky situation. That's gonna be the Molotov. Not landing the right way. Ooh, found an MP9. 600 bucks per kill. It was still. But the rest of the players, even with face stickers, they will be just holding down to that bomb, letting go of the site, and that's gonna be the right decision. Outside, there's a little bit of a creep coming in. Does get the ding, didn't get the kill. And basically the buy was for nothing. Kaboom goes the bomb, and that's gonna be the round number 3, Le Tres, for GenOne. And this is... Oh, now it's 5S. Okay. Congratulations for the new name. GenOne even going for a timeout. Okay. Maybe they're thinking about strats. That could be the play. They were actually doing very well so far, so I'm not sure if they saw something there, but knowing that the enemy is definitely going to have a buy, the op is actually even coming out now from Volke. Molo is not going to have the full utility here, as he did go for the buy in the last round, but a little bit, so still a nade and a smoke, okay, but a Molotov and a flash on top of that definitely could have been the way to go on the CT side. Problems that we had before. Sorry about that. Hello. Now we're back. Yeah, sorry for that. We seem to be having some issues on stream at the moment, so big sorries for that. It sounds like I can hear myself right now, so now it's okay. Okay, so hey, welcome back to the stream. Sorry for that. Technical problems throughout the day. Seems to be fixed now. So we are back on round number 7, and as we can see, this is GenOne. Already taking secret control here, and it seems like when we had some issues, Prestige was actually winning. So the only thing we need to do is start having some technical problems again. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Do I know? No, thank you for saying that, because, for example, if we have an issue with the sound here, I can't see it. I'm now monitoring it at the moment, so basically if it goes down, there's nothing I don't even know that it's happening, so thank you for that. But yeah, hey, back into the game. That's going to be a 3 versus 2. At the moment, Falke with Altex left in a retake here, but they are going to be saving the weapons they have. Giving GenOne half of the rounds here from the first half. And like I was trying to say before, you can't really win a half anymore with... Or yes, you can, of course, win that. Just take more than 6. What I'm trying to say is that we used to have that 8-7 score line. Nuke, these days it can actually be 6-6 too, so... It's one of those funny things. What does it say, Season 23? To be honest, I have no idea what are the seasons inside EPL2. They somehow got scrambled up in a way that even we don't know what it actually is. So it's one of those situations where even the creator has no idea what it is. So we're there. Nice early shot from Falke. That's just a shot on the Brooksy, maybe getting a little bit too wild there. Rinne pelaa, nykyään jo pitää. And 1 minute 30 left on a clock here for them to go for whatever play they want to go for. Just looking at the perfect opportunity here. That's going to be the smoke to cover up Squeaky. Yeah, I think I was talking about the fact that I haven't seen 13-0 in a while. So if anybody remembers, like in Tier 1 or Tier 2, nice shot from Altex. Still alive for the second one. Slide just basically walks into that crosshair. So a double kill. Prestige on the way of actually winning a very nice round here. Clean too, without losing a weapon. And barely any utility. So that is going to just be a perfect reset there. So if they want to start fighting for rounds, this is actually a lot more doable now. You speak Spanish as well? Yes, I have 3 languages that I speak. Finnish, Spanish and English. Aloitit lauseen vahingossa suomeksi, mut vaihdoit heti. Kyllä voi olla tasa... Okay. En mä edes tajunnut tota, sorry. But yeah, like I was saying, if anybody remembers like a 13-0 on Tier 1 or Tier 2, let me know, because I have no idea when that happened the last time. But yeah, we're not gonna get one now. Can you... si yo puedo hablar un poquito en español también? No hay ningún problema. People hate it when I do it too. When I do it. Life is life. Spanish man. Yeah, we're even having a tactical pause at the moment. Just waiting for this to go through. So, just a little reset there from GenOne. Knowing that at the moment they have the enemy team well in their hands, but if they start to screw up right now, there's definitely a situation where they can come back. This isn't the worst spot to be at. Where I'm from, I'm half Finnish and half Dominican Republic, so my father is Finnish. Back into the groove. That's gonna be the smoke to clear up ramp. Anybody who wants to go through it, that's gonna be a fun time for them. A double AK hold here. It's gonna be one of the kills. We're waiting for a little bit more. That's exactly what we were looking for. Frostlife comes out with a double, almost Chucky killing him his teammate there. And right now, Folke is just making sure that nobody's going to be wrapping around from outside. Right now, this is Mizzy. Just looking for any opportunities. Altex down below. Making sure if somebody wants to push towards the B side, they're going to have a good time too. And that's going to be one of the spots here. Mizzy has no idea where the last player is. It's going to be a slow push from the hut. Chucky wins the fight to make it a 1 versus 2. And this is actually very doable now, especially with that Molotov. He knows that the only opportunity right now is the vents and main. Especially with Folke's late lurk from heaven. That's going to be the drop nade. And he has to go for some of these peaks soon. Chucky on the other side of the silo. Altex just doesn't play that game. On the edge of the smoke, spots him, gets the kill. And that is going to be the 3rd round on the board for the side of Prestige. GenOne. They're starting to feel a little bit shook here. Of course, they're far away from losing, but a map trade wouldn't be the craziest thing we have seen today. Here we go. Nice early nade there. For a second, it seemed like they wanted to go for a quick push towards the A side. The outside execution works out perfectly. But Brooksy by himself can't win all of the fights. And that's 4 rounds on the board for Prestige. Just a couple of more rounds, and they can actually make this a very nice half for themselves. They didn't have that many issues on a T side on the last time they were watching. It wasn't perfect, but it's doable. So we are starting to drop into a place where GenOne, they might actually want to start to think about their CT side, T side strats. No, their CT side strats, sorry. I'm confusing myself. So Oopsie. Quick scope there. Or sorry, quick flick there. Nice trade from Tarky. Maybe just a little bit of an overpeak coming in from Folke, trying to win this round by himself. Meanwhile, it's got to be a nice wrap there from the warehouse player, but he doesn't go for the full swing. He's just going to play this slowly, close to the edge, making sure that anybody who wants to push in towards the main or make noise towards secret are going to be caught. And the same idea coming from, it was Chucky, sorry. And at the moment, they have a very slow play. Knowing the Prestige, they enjoy going for that information. Any mistake, any overpush could be met by an AK bullet. They are bringing that bomb back outside. And remember, there's a player right side of that warehouse. And this is exactly what they were looking for. That little overpeak, that little question where the players could be. Just, I need that inch of information. And at the moment, just a hold coming in from the lobby. Juke is doing such a good work here. Double kill for him. And a retake is basically off. There's nothing Altex can do in a round like this. And that's done. 7th round on the board for GenOne. And 1 more to be played for. GenOne slowing down the round in a way that makes even the side of Prestige to start to wonder where the players could be at. And that's the problem. When you start to go for that information, it's a double-edged sword. You can get caught, and you can also catch.
Terrorists win.
Round 12. This is going to be the last round off the first half. Prestige, they are drooling for this round. Meanwhile, GenOne, this could be a one-way to shut it down. Shoot, the early entry. I'm not entirely sure. That was the kill from Squeaky. Altex maybe trying to push those smokes. Maul is gonna get one of the kills back. It's gonna be the one-to-one trade from the side. Tarky is gonna win that fight. Frostlight comes out with a double of his own to make this a 3 versus 2. And through the smoke, if Falcon decides to go for the push, that's gonna be a mistake. At the moment, he gets that realization. And he is going to be pushing away from it. Chucky takes a little bit damage. This is starting to look a little bit better. Prestige. The only thing he has to do is hit the shots at the moment. Frostlove has been pushed away. That's a missed op shot and a way to bring it back. But Maul with a double at the end. Secures 5 for Prestige. We really need to get like some halftime music here. Who can we pay? Is anybody in the chat who knows how to make music? Like a nice halftime show song. Maybe some content too. Interviews. Make them play in a big computer. Cast as this was the Austin Major final, so boring. Okay. I'm just kidding. It was interesting because I was sleeping at that time, so... It was such a great major. The second that it started, I started to sleep. Okay. Let's do a major final cast. Let me just drink a little bit more energy drink and we get for it. So, USP round is gonna be the way to go. Every single shot was a headshot and it just works out. Everybody taken down. This is going to be a 4-man wipe already. But for Maul, it is going to be one of those situations where he can actually bring his team back into a victory. But no, Chuke is going to be the one to shut it down, and that's the round. That was some very quick action from the USPs. 2 kills per player, 1 for Chucky. And here we go. Damage done. Now it's all about just swinging as many rounds as they can, especially from a deficit like this. Prestige starting to feel the pressure. This is the lower bracket. I think it was the match before the semifinals. Tarky doing a very good job on those doubles. That's gonna be Sly with a kill on the Mizzy, and Brooksy will be the one to shut it down. Just a quick pistol round. This is where we are gonna see this, the real play coming out of Prestige. They have to go for a buy here, so it's gonna be AKs across the board. And now the question is, can they make something happen? Something great is needed here. Looking at the amount of utility, they can actually play on this round. So even though they don't have the full stack, there's no reason to be crying right now. Molotovs, flashes, the smokes, everything. If they want to go for a quick play, they can. If they want to go for a slow one, it's possible as well. Right now, it's all about the timings, especially for Chucky, trying to go for that drill, shoot the smoke. Anybody who gets caught off, it's gonna be one of those. A shot to the face and a couple of on the body. Goes for the second one. Brooksy actually holds on to it for a little while, too. Gets the kill, but goes down for Mizzy. And this is them just absolutely rotating the CT defense. It's 3 players on the side, knowing that there's gonna be some kind of a hit here. Already hot. Out of control. Maul. Is he ready for a double hold here? This could be Chucky just swinging the right side off the silos. Sly is actually going for the information. If he has that crosshair placed, he's going to be the first kill for the Maul. But the problem is he's not ready for Chucky to swing in like that. That's going to be the trade for that AK. And right now, a 3 versus 2 with one of the players on the side of GenOne a little bit low. So Prestige, they definitely can make this happen with a well-placed shot. Chuck And Chucky, Tarky, everybody with the similar names, trying to do their best. Sounds like a Powerpuff Girls team. Turkey, Chucky, Chook. A shot to the face. Mizzy goes down. It's got to be the singular shot from that AK to shut down Altex. And a round for GenOne and a buy that goes to the toilet from the side of Prestige. And right now, it's a do or don't time. Tech 9s will be bought in. If they could get the 6 here, it's very doable to bring it back. Meanwhile, for Prestige to do that, we need to see a miracle. A miracle. Tarky, the early kill. The push from Squeak is not going to work out. The hot play actually works out for a kill, but it's got to be Sly. With a quick kill and a little bit damage done, it's going to be him pulling out the USP. Catches the one shot to the face. It's got to be the second one from a shot from the USP too. And the op, a quick kill in between. Prestige getting mopped on their own map pick. And after that, hopping into Nuke. Just not getting that rise that they were looking for. Six rounds in between them. That has to hurt. Up, ready. It's not gonna get the hit. Spots the player. Just a bit of that pixel. Prestige. They know how valuable this round is going to be. That's gonna be Chucky on a little corner there. Just making sure that anybody who wants to go, at least he's gonna get the information. The flash could have been the timing. He doesn't know about it. No idea if anybody has crossed yet. Even changes the angle for a better one. And this is Prestige. Even with all the pressure, they're still playing a couple of seconds off the clock. Going for the slow play. At the moment, that is going to be Chucky just leaving the outside area entirely. So, heading back towards Hell, where the rest of his team is playing for. It's kind of nice to see that dynamic play. You don't always have to stick to the same spots, just waiting for the paint to dry. And for the players, they are heading down below. That is going to be Maul left into a holding position. Just making sure. Okay, Chuck spots one of the players. That's going to be the Molotov. Does go down for Frost left. So that's a little bit of icky loss there. Meanwhile, Brooksy on top of the catwalk. The problem is he gets spotted on that quick turn and he doesn't get a kill. So this could just be a call from the side of GenOne. They have enough rounds for them to give away one. Is not the worst thing to happen, but the problem is Maul is still just waiting for the exit. Catches one, he gets brought down by that up. But I didn't quite see how much money they had, so... Oh, they're good, they're good. For the next round, it is going to be a buy. But... trying to hunt for those last two weapons meanwhile. The bomb ticks off. Terrorists win. Nuclear power plant. Here we go. It's going to be the straight jump here. Op coming into play. Trying to go for that quick pick. Need to open up the smoke and Chuck. Is he going to be aware of it? He's actually going to play the close wall there, so that's going to be the right way to go. Only issue is if they get way too close, that can be a little bit of an unfortunate spot. Frostlight finds the kill. And this is Tarky. Looking for a way to bring it back. Double push from the main and side at the same time. Works out for a kill. It's going to be Tarky with a shot there. And oh god, that nade could actually do some damage right now if the angle is correct. They just get away from that spot. Perfect timing. It's gonna be the op getting a little bit closer, and Chucky comes out with a double! It's gonna be Nuke to piss on their graves, and that's the round! How quickly it can end! In about a second, boy. A double to open up the massacre. And one more for good measures. Oh boy, was that quick. One more round and my holiday starts. 3 weeks. Oh boy, what shall I do? Getting absolutely blasted on a round like that has to hit the soul. And right now, it's the little silence in that technical pause. They have to get their bearings in. No tournament in 3 weeks. No, that's not what I said. It means I'm on a vacation. I'm on a vacation. No work, nothing for 3 weeks. After that, it's just 1 week of work and another week of holiday. I love it. I wonder how the guy who called Donut well, hopefully he's doing well. He's gonna need it. The chat makes me giggle every now and then. Oh boy. By the way, is anybody else here on a holiday? Just enjoy your free time? What were you guys thinking about doing if you do? And if you're working, do you still have any plans for the summer? Enjoy your holiday, Caster. Come to Bali. I was actually thinking about going to Dominican Republic. Our house got built there, so now we have a house. I haven't really visited yet, so it would be a nice thing to do. At the same time, here in Finland, there's a lot of events here. I just got the first package for my car that I was waiting for. So I got the spacers that I want. My car looks very sexy at the moment. Now I'm thinking about actually going for the engine parts next. And maybe after that for the body kit. We're gonna see. I'm not entirely sure. Thank you, Spark. You're a good boy. Bali is Indonesia, Caster. Yeah. No, but yeah, I was thinking about taking a vacation but to Caribbean. But Bali is not a bad choice. I do have a friend that's going to Croatia, if I understand correctly. So, what car do you have? I have a 350Z Nissan. 30mm spacers. 300 horsepower. It's a fun car to drive. Oh, my favorite. Oh, you're a good boy, Sazzy Z. Hopefully, I pronounced your name correctly. I bought an XR6. XR6. Okay. Was it on a good working condition? It's a cool looking car, Ford. Okay. I had a 2003 Track Le Mans Sunset 350Z for about a year. What? Brother! You actually found a very nice car there. Yeah, of course, it was on a track. There's definitely some work done to it. And these days, it's actually very hard to find a 350Z without some mods done to it. So, as long as the mods are correct with parts, you good. There are some horrible versions out there too. So, I've seen duct tape. I've seen bolts in places they're not supposed to be in. So, that's the car market at the moment. And everything costs like 20,000K. But yeah. Yeah, we're back into the game. That's going to be the main hold. This time around, it actually works out for an entry. Prestige. They seem to be actually continuing where they were left off at the moment. So if they could actually just gain more rounds, maybe make this an overtime, that would be awesome. But GenOne, we could see crazy stuff. Where's around 42k USD in 2000. Holy shit, dude. Do you happen to have like a picture or something like that? Because I'm thinking about, I'm looking for ideas on how I'm gonna mount my car. But Brooksy, well, he has a better idea on Secret at the moment as he comes out with a double there. That's got to be the first 2 kills to bring it back, and actually some very doable numbers at the moment. Maul is very low on HP, 6 points to be exact. So basically whatever hits him, it's going to be a kill. Chucky gets just 1 with the off, make it a double, and that's basically done. I'm not entirely sure what happened. That was done in... very quickly. That was very anticlimactic there at the end. We were hoping for a little bit more, but it is what it was. So, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, you can find me on X. It's Donut, so have a good time. But thank you so much for the follows and kind words, chat. Yeah, that's basically it. It's a little bit unfortunate, so we don't have a second game today. ESC, they had a problem with their schedule, so Astralis Talent, ex-Astralis Talent is going to win the game here, and they are going to go for the finals. ESC is not out of the tournament. They're just on the lower bracket final, and they're actually going to go against GenOne, so that's going to be the game for tomorrow. I think it's going to be casted by Magic Abbas, and MJ Pinkman is going to join you at the finals, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong on that one, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting final because ESC is a very strong team from what we saw yesterday. So that game against GenOne is going to be wild. But yeah, congratulations for GenOne to actually preceding the lower bracket. Unfortunately for Prestige, they gave us a show, especially yesterday. I was ready to believe whatever, but it just wasn't enough today. Hopefully we see them in the future as well. That was for me on Division 2. Hopefully you guys had a good time, enjoyed the cast, enjoyed the match. And I will see you the next time whenever I cast, maybe after the holiday. Have a beautiful time. Bye-bye.